Hello everybody, welcome back to this YouTube channel. This is a channel where we level up. This is a channel where we live intentionally. This is a channel where we live unapologetically and live with purpose. In this channel we get better and better every day. Happy New Year 2026, and this is episode 1 of 2026. We believe that this year is going to be a great year for all of us. So let's get right into episode 1 of 2026. So in this episode, we are going to talk about becoming a high value person. Whether you're a man or a woman, this affects both genders. So we want to become high value people in this year going forward. So what do we mean by becoming a high value person? Well, many a times we find ourselves living in our comfort zone, where we believe that as long as we are getting our paycheck from our 9-to-5 jobs, we are able to pay our bills, we are able to buy our meals and do other minor things in life. We feel that we are comfortable and we are okay with life. But well, this world is changing with AI that is coming and the inflation and some countries having war. There's so many things that are happening, meaning that our governments in the world are really unstable and you don't know what might happen to your 9-to-5 job. So it is very important that we change our life from here, the bare minimal, to here. We need to scale high and try to get to the 1%, which others might term as impossible, but in this channel, we believe that nothing is impossible. The only limit that we have in life is you. Anytime you look at the mirror, you need to look at that person that you see in the mirror is the only person that is going to prevent you from getting to the 1%. So in this channel, we're going to talk about becoming a high value person. So forgive me, there's some noise in the background, some construction going on, but that will not stop us from going on with our video. So this year is not going to be about motivation. We are done with motivation. There's a lot of motivational videos everywhere, in so many motivational books. There's so much we've been told, and whatever we've been told is the same old. We're just having so many people having a hard time to decide when to start. So this year we are done with motivation. This year we want to talk about standards. So I hope you're ready for this. It's going to be a great year. So a high value person does not wait to feel ready. A high value person decides who he or she is and aligns to that life accordingly. Very, very powerful point there. A high value person does not wait to feel ready. So many of us are waiting for the right time to start. That is really, really limiting our progress. It is really, really stopping us from getting to where we are. That is why you find that many people get to realize themselves when they are 50 or 60 and they feel that it's too late, but they do it anyway. Yet they could have done it maybe in their 30s or 40s. So this mentality of it's not the right time for me to start, maybe it's too early, is going to delay your success. And we want to get there as early as possible so that we can secure our future and live a fulfilling life. So in this channel, we want to talk about a number of things, and I'm going to highlight just 3. And these are: 1, discipline over comfort. When you talk about discipline, so many people tend to overlook this virtue because it is not one easy task. When you talk about discipline, we talk about the morning rituals that are sometimes hard. Morning plunges, you know what a morning plunge is. It's not comfortable, but it is a morning ritual that is very, very key whenever you're starting your day. When we talk about discipline, we talk about your physical growth, which is very, very important. That is also not easy. Waking up and running for miles, taking some of the exercises, the press-ups, and many other things. It is not easy, physical growth. When you talk about discipline, we talk about books of the series that you love to watch. Discipline is broad. And so in this year, when we want to talk about, when we deal with, when we want to talk about our standards, when we want to handle our standards, discipline is very, very key. Discipline over comfort. Like I said, so many people are relying on their 9 to 5. They are very okay living from paycheck to paycheck as long as it is able to pay their bills. Well, that is not enough. And that is living on your comfort zone. You need to scale higher. We need to live, you need to fly your wings and try and test yourself and see how far you can go with the skills that you've learned along the way. So we talk about discipline as one way of raising our standards. Another way is structure over chaos. Structure over chaos. A person who is planned, a person who plans their day, wakes up in the morning and finds a day that is already planned, is very different from a person who wakes up and starts asking themselves, what am I going to do today? Do I do this or do I do this? And that's where you find yourself saying, let me just add 10-15 minutes is enough. 10 or 15 minutes to my sleep. I'll wake up at maybe 6:30. That's going to be okay for me to start my day. Either way, I'm going to start my day. That is a person who's not decided on to have a life that is of high standards. A person who wants a life that has high standards chooses structure over chaos. You plan your day the night before you go to sleep so that in the morning you wake up decided that you want to have this day, have this day on these terms, have this handled at this time of the day. And when you have a structured and organized life, you'll have a very a life of high standards, and nothing will be able to stop you from becoming the person that you want to be. And my third point is on intentional choices over excuses. Many a times we come up with excuses of not handling some of the issues that affect our lives. For example, you can come with an excuse of not going for that run in the morning because of the rains. You can come up with an excuse of not reading for a certain test because it is maybe months away. And these are the delaying tactics that prevent us from becoming the people that we want to be. Therefore, it is important that we have intentional choices. We plan for our year, we plan for our week, we plan for our day intentionally. We have intentional choices. We plan intentionally that at this time to this time, I'm going to wake up and have my physical exercise non-negotiably. So it is very important that we choose intentional choices over excuses. So those are my 3 main key points over on becoming the high value person that we want to be when it comes to raising our standards. Point number 1 was discipline over chaos. Point number 1 was discipline over comfort. Point number 2 was structure over chaos. And point number 3 was intentional choices over excuses. When you handle those 3 things, you can be sure that you're going to be grateful of the kind of person that you're going to start seeing yourself as. Things are going to start changing. And it is important that you get to realize that when you start a habit, that habit needs to be consistent. You cannot start a habit today and skip a day and follow it maybe after 2 or 3 days. That is not going to be a habit. You're going to be testing yourself and you're going to waste another year, and you're going to keep living a life of regrets, saying that maybe I could have just done it. If I could have just done it, I could have already handled the situation that I'm in here today 10 years back. So it is important that we come up with structures, we come up with systems, and when we come up with systems, we are consistent about these systems. So the key points that are very, very important when you're talking about standards is identity first, non-negotiables, and quiet consistency. When you talk about identity first, we need to ask yourself every day, what will the high value person do in this situation that I'm in right now? It's important that we have mentors in our lives. These mentors will guide us, so that whenever you are in a situation, you ask yourself, what will this high value person do in the situation that I am in right now? So when we get to answer these questions, they drive you to doing better, to be better when no one is watching. When you talk about non-negotiables, it is very important that as a person you have non-negotiables. talking about the waking up routine. You wake up before the world wakes up. That is when you get most of the things done, when your mind is fresh. Learning time, when you decide you want to grow mentally, you set aside some time to learn a skill, set aside some time to read a book. It's very, very key for if you want to be a person of high standards. Physical care is also very important. We have the exercises, whatever we eat, whatever we listen to, the groups that we are in. It's very, very important that we grow well physically. So this is also a non-negotiable. A healthy body leads to a healthy mind, and once you have a healthy mind, you're able to focus on the goals that you want to become a better person. We also have financial awareness. One very, very important key for you to become that high value person is to know your finances. You enroll in classes that talk about finances. You read books on finances. You watch podcasts. Find a way that you're going to learn about finances, because it's not going to be easy for you if you're already achieving whatever you wanted in life. A lot of money is coming in, but you're not able to manage that money. So also financial awareness is very, very important. So those are not optional. They are mandatory, and they're going to lead you to the person that you want to be. Non-negotiables are very important. And finally, quiet consistency. Quiet consistency means you don't make announcements whenever you want to do something, because like we know, not everybody is going to be excited when you are deciding to scale up. You don't explain your growth. Whenever you're achieving something, it's important that you keep it to yourself till you get to where you want to be. And from there, you let the results introduce you. So quiet consistency is very, very important. You lock in and do whatever you're supposed to do. Let people think that there's nothing going on in your life. Well, people think that you're planning, you're preparing, and at the end, the results will speak for you. So what is that one standard that you're going to set for yourself this year that you will no longer negotiate? Let us ask that question. Let us ask ourselves that question this year. What is that one standard that you're going to set for yourself this year that you'll no longer negotiate? I will leave that for you to think about. And once you think about it, once you get whatever you want, once you get that one standard that you want for your to change that standard that you want for yourself, so that you no longer negotiate, you can write it down. And what I want you to do is write down 3 non-negotiables for your daily life in 2026. Have 3 non-negotiables for your daily life in 2026. Make sure that every day when you wake up, you ensure that you have handled these 3 non-negotiables every day. You can pick one of your choice that you feel comfortable in, that you're sure that you're going to be consistent on all year, 365 days that are here. So think about the 3 non-negotiables that you're going to have in this year 2026, and also write them down. So this year we don't want to chase value. We don't want to chase this year. We don't want to chase value. We want to become that value. We want to become it daily. We want to become it quietly, and we want to become it consistently. My prayer is that you have a meeting with yourself on this first day of the year and choose you. Have a meeting with yourself on this first day of the year and plan for your year slowly. Plan for your year when you're sober. You ask yourself the hard questions. What didn't you achieve last year, and what do you want to achieve? What are you going to continue achieving this year that is coming? So until we meet again, let us continue stay consistent. Let us continue being high value people, and let us continue scaling up. Thank you.